Everyone. Here at Kaizen Collective, we examine how large companies impact the environment. Today, we will look at how Toyota uses their buying decisions to promote sustainability across its supply chain. Most environmental impacts happen before production, in the materials and suppliers a company chooses. Toyota considers the environment in every buying decision. We will explore how Toyota selects responsible suppliers, reduce carbon across its supply chain, save costs through sustainability practices, and identify areas of improvement.
How does Toyota ensure its purchasing activities are environmentally friendly? Toyota embeds sustainability directly into its procurement philosophy, requiring that every supplier aligns with its environmental goals. This isn't theoretical. Major suppliers are already demonstrating this commitment. For example, Denso, one of Toyota's largest Tier 1 suppliers, operates multiple ISO 14001 certified facilities and has invested heavily in renewable energy and energy-efficient manufacturing systems. Their long-term environmental plan directly aligns with Toyota's expectations for continuous environmental improvement. Toyota also requires suppliers to maintain formal environmental management systems and implement strong pollution prevention practices. A clear example is Kaizen Corporation, another key Toyota supplier, which has implemented a comprehensive environmental management system across its global operations. Kaizen has reduced CO2 emissions through improved manufacturing efficiencies and has adopted water recycling technologies at several facilities, demonstrating the kind of continuous improvement Toyota expects from its partners. Toyota further strengthens environmental accountability by requiring annual reporting of emissions, waste reduction progress, and chemical management data. These reports feed into Toyota's Green Supplier Requirement System, which helps track performance. One notable example is Toyota Boshaku, a supplier of interior components, which reports detailed environmental data each year and has significantly reduced waste through material recycling programs. Their transparency and measurable progress illustrate how Toyota's data-driven monitoring approach works in practice. Additionally, Toyota's commitment extends to raw material suppliers. For instance, Bridgestone, which supplies tires, participates in Toyota's sustainable natural rubber initiatives. Bridgestone follows responsible sourcing practices aimed at reducing deforestation and improving biodiversity, therefore aligning directly with Toyota's policies for ethical raw material procurement. Overall, Toyota's purchasing activities go beyond policy statements. Through concrete expectations, formal supplier requirements, and rigorous environmental reporting, Toyota ensures that sustainability is embedded throughout its global supply chain. The actions of suppliers like Denso, Kaizen, Toyota Boshaku, and Bridgestone demonstrate how Toyota's procurement strategy leads to real environmental improvement across the industry.
Now let's talk about carbon footprint, because Toyota does not just worry about emissions from their factories, they look at their whole supply chain. For decades, Toyota has been pushing suppliers to cut their carbon emissions, prevent pollution, and switch to cleaner energy. If a supplier can show they are reducing CO2, they get priority. That's a huge deal when you're a global supplier trying to work with Toyota. And Toyota does not stop with direct suppliers. They look deeper into the supply chain, second tier and the third tier suppliers, because real environment change happens when everyone in the chain is improving, not just the big players at the top. Toyota also uses life cycle thinking. Instead of just asking what's the cost right now, they ask what's the environmental impact over the entire life of this product. That way, they catch hidden sources of carbon emissions before they become a problem. Even their transportation and logistics systems are shifting to cleaner options: electric trucks, hydrogen-powered vehicles, and more renewable energy. So the message is clear. Toyota wants a supply chain that gets greener every year, not just inside their own walls, but across their global network.
Here's the part where a lot of people don't expect. Toyota actually saves money by being more environmentally friendly. When Toyota helps its suppliers improve, for example, cutting waste, reducing energy use, even redesigning packaging, those improvements also lower cost. For suppliers, that means fewer materials wasted, lower electricity bills, and more efficient production lines. And Toyota benefits too because savings get passed down. Another way Toyota saves money is through better long-term relationships. Instead of going from supplier to supplier, Toyota builds partnerships that are strong and last. They invest in helping suppliers get cleaner and more efficient. And in return, Toyota gets more reliable, higher quality, and lower cost parts. And when Toyota pushes for recyclable packaging or reusable containers, they cut down on shipping waste and storage costs. Cleaner processes, fewer materials, less waste. These aren't just good for the planet, they're also good for the business. So sustainability isn't costing Toyota money, it's cutting costs down and making their entire supply chain stronger.
How Toyota could improve even more. Even though Toyota is way ahead of many companies, there's still room to grow. Here are a few recommendations our group came up with. First, Toyota could make some of its environmental expectations mandatory. Instead of saying we prefer suppliers who do this, they could make certain sustainability practices a requirement. This would push every supplier, big or small, to meet higher standards. Second, Toyota could expand their support programs for suppliers. They already work closely with them, but offering training, renewable energy guidance, and support for energy efficient upgrades could accelerate progress across the whole supply chain. Third, Toyota could go bigger on circular economy practices. More recycled materials in their cars, more take-back programs for all parts, and more reuse instead of disposal. That shift will reduce waste massively. Fourth, they could focus on greener logistics, local sourcing, cleaner transportation fleets, and better shipment planning to cut emissions from trucking and shipping. And finally, more transparency. If Toyota shared more detailed environmental rankings for suppliers, it could drive healthy competition and push everyone to improve even faster. These steps would help Toyota stay a leader in sustainable purchasing while making their environmental reputation even stronger.
To conclude, Toyota shows that buying decisions can be a powerful tool for sustainability. They choose suppliers who care about the environment, track performance, and encourage improvements. These steps reduce carbon emissions across the supply chain and make processes more effective. There is still room to improve. Toyota could make environmental practices mandatory, expand supplier support, increase recycling and reuse, improve transportation, and provide more transparency. These actions would strengthen their leadership and encourage others to follow. Sustainability is a part of business strategy. When a company manages its whole supply chain responsibly, it creates products that are environmentally responsible, effective, and cost-efficient. Every choice, from materials to transportation, matters. By considering the environment in every buying decision, Toyota sets an example of how companies can achieve both ecological and economic benefits. Thank you for listening. We hope this presentation has given you useful insights on how business decisions and environmental care can work together.